I think Garoppolo's really good. I think he has a chance to be a franchise quarterback. But Eric Mangini came on this show yesterday and offered caution to everybody around the league on Garoppolo if Belichick would be willing to trade him.
I don't think Bill's made very many mistakes, especially in the quarterback area. He's got the most information of anybody on Garoppolo. He's seen him in meetings. He's seen him at practice. He knows his strengths. He knows his weaknesses. If you think he's a franchise quarterback and you're sitting on a 39-year-old quarterback, it's your obligation to do everything you can to keep that guy, to have that succession plan in place, not just for yourself, but also for the organization. And I'd say anybody that's going to trade with him, it's buyer beware.
It's a very fair point. But to me, this all comes down to one issue. Bill Belichick, 64. How long does he want to coach? How long does Bill want to coach? After the Super Bowl, if Bill's saying, I'm going to go to 67, maybe 3-4 more years, and he thinks Brady's going to give him that, then you can trade Garoppolo. But I want to give you a fairly startling number to think about, and I think Belichick is very aware of this. Here is Bill Belichick's career record with Brady and all the other quarterbacks, which include Garoppolo, Brissett, Drew Bledsoe. He has won with Brady by almost 10 points a game. That's his average points per game difference. All the other quarterbacks combined less than a point. 14 division titles with Brady, 0 with the rest of them. Playoff wins, 25 with Brady. All others, 1. Super Bowl appearances, 7-0 with Brady and without. And all those other quarterbacks are not necessarily stiffs. Drew Bledsoe was in that group. Okay, I think Belichick knows, listen, I've seen how this works. We beat, now think about this, the year they lost after an undefeated regular season. This is one of the worst conversations in sports that people continue to have. Well, with Matt Castle, they won 11 games. Think about this. With Tom Brady, the year before, they beat people by an average of 17.5. That's including the loss to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Now think about that. That's what Alabama does. That's what Clemson does. I'm not even sure if Clemson's last year was that great. So they beat people by an average of 17.5 points. Same players the following year, no playoffs. Point differential, under a touchdown. So Belichick can simply look at metrics and say, Tom has been worth 10 to 11 points a game in my career. 10 to 11 points. And Belichick may be sitting there thinking, I'm 64. Tom's got, after that Super Bowl, 2 to 3 more good years. And if Belichick's saying, at 67, I'm done. I'm not going to be pathetic. I'm not going to hang on. I'm not going to be frustrated. It's very reasonable to assume that Belichick's got about 3 years left. I don't see him coaching into his 70s. I think he's intellectually curious and would step away and let somebody else coach and not deal with the grind. But I think Belichick is thinking, I may just play Tom for 3 years and step aside. And if that's the case, then you move Garoppolo and get picks. But the numbers and the metrics are clear. Belichick's got a losing record without Tom starting. Belichick, on average, with Tom, wins by 10. Without him, wins by less than a point, meaning he loses as much as he wins. So it all comes down to Belichick to me. Bill Belichick knows what he's going to do. Before you retire, you think about retirement. Everybody that retires, they say, I knew 3 years out. Belichick's a smart guy. He's not making it up. Bill's got an end date. And if that end date is 67 years old and Bill likes to golf and Bill hates cold weather, it's understood. He hates cold weather. He wants to go down to Jupiter, Florida and golf. He wants to go to Pebble Beach and golf. Bill likes warm weather. He likes to read. He likes to learn. And he likes the sun. And in Foxborough, you don't get a lot of those. So I think Bill has an end date. And if that end date is 3 years or less, I think you trade Garoppolo. And if it's 5 years or more, then you don't. But I don't think Belichick's going to 71, 72. I just don't see it happening.